Welcome back. Continuing the news. Pollster Don Anderson believes there are 12 seats to watch come tomorrow. He argues that these marginal seats will decide the winner of the general election. Vashon Brown has that story.
The Jamaica Labour Party is heading into tomorrow's general election with polls showing a 12 percentage points lead over the People's National Party. Pollster Don Anderson says he's done some calculations based on voting patterns per constituency since 2002. He also assessed constituency and national polls conducted between last year and this year to arrive at this conclusion.
Based on those calculations, I have the 23 seats that the People's National Party currently hold that they are comfortable with and should retain all, if not most, if not all of them, 23. By extension, there are 28 seats that I believe the Jamaica Labour Party are comfortable in. That leaves 12 seats that are marginal and which could very well be, the deciding factor in the election.
Mr. Anderson says the 12 seats, which were all won by fewer than 1,000 votes last election, could push the JLP numbers significantly up or give the PNP a much better showing than the polls have been indicating. The seats include Hanover East, St. Mary South East, Clarendon South East, St. Catherine East Central, St. Catherine North East, St. Catherine South East, St. Anne North West, St. Anne South West, St. Elizabeth South East, Trelawney North, Clarendon North, and Clarendon North West. 5 of these seats are currently held by the People's National Party. The PNP won the St. James Southern seat by just 72 votes in 2016. It didn't make this list. The battle is between the JLP's Homer Davis and the PNP's Dr. Walton Small.
Based on work that we have done in that particular constituency over the last year, we anticipate that Homer Davis ought to win this particular seat for the simple reason that he's been very, very visible as mayor of Montego Bay over the last couple of years. And one suspects that the great visibility that he has had in the media was one sure way of indicating that he was going to be running again for the seat, which he was the one who lost by 72 votes last time to a very strong PNP candidate in Derek Kelly, who had held that seat for some 4 or so elections.
Mr. Anderson argues that this is an extremely unusual general election. He says there are a number of non-scientific factors that will play a role tomorrow.
Not the least of which is the COVID pandemic. We have no idea how that will pan out, whether they will come out to vote, how many of them will come out to vote, the impact of rain and COVID. So these are 2 major factors. And in the final analysis, a lot will depend on which of the 2 parties is able to mobilize their team on the ground.
About 30,000 people in quarantine and isolation will be allowed to vote in the general election on Thursday. It's not clear how many of them will actually go out and vote. These votes, Mr. Anderson argues, could impact the outcome of the election. Vashon Brown, TVJ News.